Welcome to Christ the Center, your weekly conversation of Reformed theology, especially with our guest today. We have Dr. Carl Trueman, welcoming him back to the program. He is a professor of biblical and religious studies at Grove City College in Grove City, Pennsylvania. Let's get speaking today about Socinianism. Now, that's a title of a kind of a theological system, or at least a tradition, so to speak, that we've heard of. I'm sure many people that have read theology regarding the Reformation have come across the title or the phrase Socinianism or the Socinians. And it can so often get jumbled up with Apollinarianism or Nestorianism and whatnot. These heresies of the ancient church.
This stuff can't, on the floor of a debate, the guy with the one-liners, the guy with the quick biblical quotations is going to win. The doctrine of the Trinity, classical theism, that's tough stuff to really understand. Why does it have to be this complicated and confusing? The Socinians are always at a huge advantage, I think, because they're the guys who can just quote a Bible text.
You're precisely correct. There's so many interesting things to follow up with. I mean, I'm curious to ask you here and wonder if we could talk briefly about the language of orthodoxy. By that, I mean we have these ecumenical creeds and confessions that we affirm, two enormous ones, Nicaea in 325, Council of Chalcedon in 451. I mean, how are we to think about this language of orthodoxy, and is it just arbitrary?
It's interesting that the first ecumenical council of 325, Nicaea, Athanasius, of course, was a deacon at that. It was kind of assistant to Alexander of Alexandria. It's only, I think, in the 340s and 350s that we find Athanasius starting to talk about Nicaea as if it was an ecumenical council. It becomes sort of convenient to think of this council in 325 as having greater significance than perhaps it did at the time among the men who gathered there. While I would say these creeds and confessions don't hold scriptural authority, there is a tremendous moral onus on those who seek to reject them to demonstrate categorically that those documents are incorrect. And I might also up the ante and say there's also a moral onus on such people to produce documents that will be just as comprehensive and ecumenical and Catholic for the next 1500 years.